Hi, everyone at the AAOM. This is Cindy, live from Jerusalem. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Rabbi Yael asked me to present some info to help us navigate the vast array of Hanukkah children's books that are available. So on this slide, I have a few topics that I thought we would look at. Age group, how fun books are versus how educational they are, what kind of themes and literary value they might have, cultural religious issues that we might have, old favorites and some new favorites that I'd like to show you, and quickly some resources. So first, about ages. We want to make sure that we're looking in the right age group. So young children, our youngest children, babies and toddlers, usually look at board books. This book that I have on the slide is called A Turn for Noah, and it's a preschool book. It's an older book by Sue Remick Topek. In the 1980s, wrote a series of very sweet books about a Jewish boy going to a Jewish preschool. You may have seen Sammy the Spider, which has sort of a similar kind of vibe. There are a lot of books out there. When you Google Hanukkah, you will find books that are high quality literature and others that are just not so much. I think there's a place for many of these books, even if they're not the highest quality. There are a lot with characters that are familiar to the youngest children, from the Count's Hanukkah Countdown to Clifford Celebrates Hanukkah. A lot of books try to teach the audience. There's a place for this kind, but I really prefer fun stories. I haven't read Larry Slotka's, which is new, but it looks very cute. There are several books like this one, Latka's Good to Eat, that are old folk tales retold. You might also recognize the story of Stregonona by Tommy de Paola, which tells the same folk tale. Similarly, there's a stone soup story for Hanukkah called Potato Pancakes All Around by the very wonderful author Marilyn Hirsch, who wrote many stories that take old Jewish folk tales and bring them to young Jewish audiences, and she wrote in the 70s and 80s. The World We Live In. Here is a new book I haven't read yet called Shmelf the Hanukkah Elf. So this is a book I would think carefully about before buying for the children that I know, but it's worth talking about whether books like these, where they belong and who might be the right audience for them. So this is a book by Eric Kimmel. And Eric Kimmel this is one of the best Hanukkah stories ever. It's called Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins, and if you do not have it, you should get it. This is another Eric Kimmel book called The Hanukkah Guest. I love the original illustrations, I think by Giora Carmi, that are on the left, and on the right, new illustrations by reissued by PJ Library. Another old book that was reissued recently, All of a Kind Family Hanukkah, as a picture book. Here are a couple of new books that I haven't read yet but look like they might be interesting. This is for grades 3 through 6, and I think there's another book in the series, and hopefully this will be good enough that there will be several more. Pinky Bloom in the Case of the Magical Menorah by Judy Press, and this one I thought was too cute. I love books that have a little bit of a interesting twist. The 8 Nights, K-N-I-G-H-T, of Hanukkah. This book is by Leslie Kimmelman, who is also a well-known author. So we have a lot of resources that you can look at besides Google and all the bookstores. Carben is a publisher that exclusively markets Jewish children's books. PJ Library is a great resource. And 2 educational publishers, Berman House and TorahOra.com. Both got into publishing children's books and have a nice little selection each. So the bottom line, I hope, that there really is something for everyone for Hanukkah. Don't forget, especially for older children, there are great books that are not about Hanukkah. And there are new books coming out all the time. I just saw a book, I think it's new, called Yitzchak, A Boy Who Loved the Violin, about Yitzchak Perlman. So I hope, wishing everybody lots of good reading, and Chag Sameach. Bye.